In planet Earth, we have received the greatest gift the cosmos can bestow. Breathtaking in its majesty and abundant in its ability to nurture life. But we, the receiver, have become the biggest threat to its prosperity. How do we get here? We receive this precious gift for free. But what cost will we incur? What challenges will we leave behind for our children?
For society to prosper and the environment to flourish, personal wellness needs to go hand in hand with environmental wellness. You can't have one without the other. This is the philosophy that Chiva-Som was founded on. We call it the Haven of Life philosophy. Chiva-Som was founded in 1995 as a wellness destination where guests can come to focus on their lifelong goals of optimal health and well-being. It's so important that personal wellness and environmental health are nurtured equally because it's the fine balance we need to strike. We cannot prosper if the environment is suffering. That's why our work with the mangrove forest is so important. Mangrove trees capture 3 to 5 times the amount of carbon dioxide of other tropical trees, so they have a significant role in the ecosystem.
Unfortunately, the world's mangrove forest area has rapidly declined over the last few decades. In Thailand alone, we've lost more than half of our mangrove trees due to commercial development. We need to do something about this collectively. We need to restore the beauty of nature and preserve the environment that nurtures our way of life. As a wellness resort, Chiva-Som is also the environmental preservation steward of Grai-Lat-Niwait, the last remaining mangrove ecosystem in Hua Hin. It's a reconstructed wetland project, and we planted over 5,000 trees in the last decade.
We're immensely proud of our stewardship of the mangrove ecosystem because deforestation has become a huge problem for Thailand over the last few decades. Thailand is particularly vulnerable to climate change due to the threat of sea level rise, increasing temperatures, and more frequent extreme weather events. We need to reverse this trend for future generations because if we don't, they will inherit a world without all the natural beauty that we're blessed with.
The impact we've seen from our reforestation effort has been inspiring. It reduces air pollution, it boosts the ecosystem and biodiversity, and it enhances wellness, which is what we try to provide to all of our guests.
Chiva-Som is a sanctuary for people looking to enrich their lives. We provide specialized retreats focused on relaxations, detoxifications, general health improvement, and mental balance. But most of all, we encourage visitors to lead healthy, ethical lifestyles, not just for themselves, but for the environment as well. We do this by growing food for the resort on our own organic farms, as well as a number of other initiatives such as energy conservation, solar thermal water heatings, solid waste reductions, and retreating wastewater and reusing it, which makes sense not just from an environmental point of view, but also from a business standpoint to reduce operating costs.
We do a lot within the resort, but it's also very important to us to engage with the local community and raise awareness of the beauty of the forest and the benefits it brings to us all. For sustainability to really work, we need future generations to really be aware of the impact we have on the environment, how we can mitigate that impact, or even make it a positive one. For over a decade, we've been conducting environmental preservation camps for local school children to help them understand humanity's impact on the environment.
In general, as people become more concerned about the effect we're having on the climate, travelers are becoming more discerning with their destination choices. They want to support destinations and brands that have an ethical commitment to important issues, and the hospitality industry needs to react to that. In particular, it needs to reduce the carbon footprint, decrease energy and natural resource consumption, reduce waste streams, and inform the travelers of their ecological impact. We're putting these people at the center of our Haven of Life philosophy by recognizing that, working together, we can have a positive impact for the future generation. This is why I'm proud to work for Chiva-Som. We really care, and our guests do too. We work together to care for the environment and ourselves.
I think as the people become more and more conscious of the impact of climate change, the hospitality industry will react to that. It can no longer be passive, and that's why it's so important that people know about the small choices they can make that make a difference.
Climate change is going to impact the hospitality industry in a number of ways. We see the effects of ocean warming and acidification, sea level rise and beach erosion, and a threat to human health and safety in vulnerable areas. We know this, and we're planning to accelerate our climate initiatives over the next decade to approach carbon neutrality. This includes more stakeholders' engagement to raise public awareness, incorporating more renewable energy systems while continuing our reforestation efforts, reducing water consumption, and minimizing non-biodegradable products in our daily operations.
Living in such an iconic region in the land of smiles, Thailand, and seeing deforestation and the effects of climate change, we believe it's critical to leave a sustainable world for future generations. We can all play our part, with its companies adhering to the 17 Sustainable Development Goals set by the United Nations and the Paris Climate Agreement, or individuals taking small actions on a day-to-day basis. If we work together, we can change the world for the better and not leave our children to deal with the fallout.